Are my judges ready? On a cool Friday night in Houston, Missouri, the Houston Tigers and the Willow Bears were playing. I was running down the sideline, going to make a tackle, and bang, down I go. I tried getting up, and my legs would not support my body. I tried getting up again, and it would not happen. So then I lay there and just thought, should I try getting up for the third time, or should I wait and get help? I waited for help, but I do not remember how I got to the sideline, going into the ambulance, or even being in the hospital and getting the scans and everything done. But the next thing I do remember is waking up the next day and just asking what had happened. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Davies, and I will be presenting to you Repercussions of Contact Sports. Why I chose my topic? I chose my topic because I wanted to help others understand how to deal with concussions and the effects that concussions can have on you. For my project, I chose my project because I wanted to give back to the team and the football program that helped me through what I have been through, and they helped me become who I am today. There are many different sports that kids play at young ages. There is volleyball, there is baseball, soccer, track, cross country, and football too. But the most sport that can cause early head injuries is contact football. There are many different opinions of ages that kids should be able to play football. Parents let their kids play football at young ages because it gives them many advances during life. It makes them physically and mentally stronger. But then there are some parents that do not let their kids play at young ages because scientists say kids should not play contact football until at least high school because your brains are not fully developed. The kids that play football at a young age have many advances in life. They stay in shape at young. They stay in shape when they are young. They are mentally and physically stronger. They can control a situation. It gives them many advances in life. They know the playbooks, so when they get in high school, they have the understanding of how to do it and what is going to come. There are just many advances in life to the kids that do play football at a young age. When I got my concussion, it was hard to come back to school because it was hard to concentrate. I was physically there, but my brain was not mentally there. There are many short-term academic struggles. So when you come back to school, you are physically there, but your brain is not there. It is still in a stage of processing to repair itself because doctors can hardly help you repair your brain. Your brain has to repair itself on its own. There are many long-term academic struggles too. When you come back, it is hard to keep your grades up because it is hard to concentrate for a long period of time. And when you try to concentrate for a long period of time, you get so frustrated, and then your grades start to fall because you're so frustrated and you cannot do your work that you need to be done. There are treatments, many treatments for concussions. And there are so many ways and new rules coming to help. The athletes have to hold themselves accountable. When I say that, when you hit your head when you're an athlete and you get a headache after, or you're confused or dizzy, you need to go tell someone, either your coach, your athletic director, or even your parents, so they can try to get help for you. There are new rules coming intact too. When I say that, that means when a receiver goes up for the ball and they get hit shoulders or above, that is called targeting. And in the major leagues, as in NFL or NBA or even MLB, they are starting to find players that are starting to target to take others out. Concussion recognition. Post-concussion syndrome. There are many effects to it, but here are a few. You would be dizzy, you would be fatigued, you cannot sleep, and you cannot concentrate for a long period of time without getting frustrated and taking it out on others. It is hard to cope with the concussion because there's nothing you can do about it besides sit there and rest and let your brain do the healing process of itself. The best way you can cope with the concussion is sit in a dark room with no lights, no phone, no nothing. Just sit there and stare at the ceiling or sleep. But when you try to sleep, the doctors recommend not to let yourself sleep for at least 2 hours after the process has happened. If you do, your brain will try to shut itself down because it thinks it's over, but it's just trying to repair itself. And most in this situation will not come back. They'll sit there and just sleep, so we just call it a coma because the brain is trying to repair and heal itself. So for my product, I painted the football field house, and its name is Polinsky, as you guys can see to my trifold. That is what's up above the announcer's box. And so I did this because I wanted to give back to the program that helped me through the struggles of life and made me who I am today. Without the coaching staff of the Willow Springs Bear, I would probably not be the guy I am today. So my product, I painted the field house. I put a big bear on it, as you can see on the top. And I put the school emblem there, as you can see on the bottom. And then back here, we painted the Willow Springs Bears. The challenges I have faced was the weather. It was so cold when I tried doing this, and it was always raining. I think it rained for 2 weeks straight when I tried doing this. So when I put the first layer on, it came up splotchy. And so when you walked up to it, and it was cold, the paint just tore off in a whole sheet. So we had to put multiple layers on it, and that was a problem because paint is so expensive. And another challenge I faced was having time with my mentor. My mentor worked 3 jobs to support for his family. And when we were trying to do this, I was playing sports, so it was hard for both of us just to get a day off, just to go do the work. So in conclusion, I plan on returning to Polinsky Field, not as a player, but as a spectator. And I hope to see the murals that I painted on the wall to show the pride and joy that the program I played in is still carried on. Thank you. Do my judges have any questions?
How long did it take you to really feel like you recovered?
When I got knocked out in Houston, there's many different things wrong with me, and to be honest, I really still don't know how it happened or what happened. But my mom tried to explain it to me, and I was going to get a ball that we punted, and this kid just blindsided me. So for me to fully recover, I would say at least a month and a half. I wore a neck brace for the next 2 weeks. Concussions are weird. They can heal within a week, or they will heal in a year, or you have symptoms the rest of your life. It depends how your body copes with it.
What was the date that this happened, that this occurred?
It would have been my junior year, so probably I roughly estimated October 18th of 2016.
You still have symptoms?
I mean, I forget a lot of stuff here and there. I stuttered ever since I got hit. It's just something I had to deal with.
Were there, in your research, were there any other sports that you found surprising that had a surprising number of concussions?
I think the next biggest one for me is actually volleyball, because when the volleyball players go to spike the ball, a lot of times they hit the other player in the head, and right then and there they just drop and smack their head off the ground from, would you say, the momentum of the ball going at them.
Andy, in your research, did you find anything equipment-wise that would help with concussions? Like they have the Guardian caps.
Yes, they were actually making new turf that is padded, so when you do fall on it, it just absorbs your momentum. So basically, it's like memory foam, it just absorbs, and they are making new helmets with memory foams in them, memory foam in them, and when you hit your head, the foam just pushes down so you barely feel the hit. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.